As Christmas draws closer, whether it's on the battlefield or inside their homes, Ukrainians are facing relentless Russian strikes, heavy attacks plunging cities into darkness, damaged rail lines, and also the battlefield turning even more volatile. And along the front lines, the situation remains explosive. A rapid cycle of attacks and counterattacks continues across multiple sectors. Russian forces saying they struck 154 Ukrainian targets in the past 24 hours itself, while Ukraine's military reporting 151 combat engagements along the front, pointing to intense fighting with no let-up. And these visuals from southern Ukraine's Zaporizhia region. Russian forces carried out near simultaneous strikes, setting large areas on fire, explosions and fires, marking a battlefield that remains firmly on edge as both sides fight for control. The Ukrainian authorities, in fact, claiming that at least 19 people were injured after the Russian airstrikes hit Zaporizhia. Kiev claiming the strike damaged residential buildings and an educational facility. Meanwhile, in Kiev, Christmas lights glowing, but the celebrations are muted. Russian strikes on Ukraine's energy grid have forced widespread power cuts. Residents reportedly now facing electricity outages lasting up to 16 hours a day. Businesses running largely on generators just to keep the doors open. Residents in Odessa remained without power for a majority of this week after missile and drone attacks crippled the grid. Many homes still without power, deepening the hardship on the ground. Odessa residents queuing up for water, filling up bottles from the emergency tanks placed across the city there. The attacks have disrupted daily life, to say the least. Basic services during the coldest period of the year also impacted. Ukrainian officials also claiming that trams were halted for a 6th consecutive day after Russian strikes crippled the power grid. Kiev claims Russian drone and missile strikes on energy infrastructure intensified in October and have since triggered major power shortages nationwide. Ukrainian officials reportedly warning that the attacks threaten transmission systems that move electricity from western Ukraine to the east, raising fears that the country's grid could effectively split into two. Ukraine's deputy energy minister saying Russia launched nearly 5,000 drones and missiles in November, more than double the number seen earlier this year, and he claims that it targeted power plants, transmission grids, gas facilities, key regional hubs. The railways also under fire. In the last 6 months itself, attacks on Ukraine's rail network reportedly tripled, with more than 600 strikes reported since the month of July, disrupting transport and logistics. Not just for the military, but also for Ukrainian citizens, of course. On the diplomatic front, meanwhile, the hope for a Christmas ceasefire remains slim. The Ukrainian president has said on Monday itself that Kiev supported the idea of a ceasefire, especially on potential strikes on energy infrastructure. During the Christmas period, the Kremlin has made it clear that any truce depends on a comprehensive and lasting peace deal, while the Russian president has warned that Russia will liberate its land by military means if Ukraine and allies ditch dialogue.
The goals of the special military operation will undoubtedly be achieved. We would prefer to do this and address the root causes of the conflict through diplomacy. If the opposing side and their foreign patrons refuse to engage in substantive discussions, Russia will achieve the liberation of its historical lands by military means.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.